But every single day, I just get up at 3:30 a.m. on the dot, right? My first thoughts, they're never, fuck this, I need to do this, I need to work. It's just filled with gratitude. Like, this is my fucking work uniform. This is my office. Also, I did some fucking lights in the background for your little brain, right? So you get a little bit more dopamine looking at a nice background. But bro, I'm just grateful. You know what I'm saying? I'm gifted. Of course this took fucking work. And it still takes work. But I'm gifted with this mindset. I'm grateful it came to me. I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful for my decisions, right? Most people can't say that, but I'm just grateful, bro. When you go through life with this approach, there's no way that you don't succeed. There's no way you don't end up in a life that you don't want. You know what I'm saying? Because on one side of the spectrum, where people are like hippies, you know what I'm saying? They live a normal life and they're grateful for that normal life. Like, all they need is like fucking grass, right? Just looking at grass makes them feel accomplished, right? But I'm grateful for everything around me, but I'm still not going to settle for a little job. You need an even mix of the two. Because what motivates you at the start to start a business? It's shame. It's fear. It's never, I just want to get that car. It's never something materialistic. It's always something that you want to run away from. You know what I'm saying? That's what you probably had, which links in with this. This was July 10th, 2022. Around 2 weeks after I turned 16, which is crazy to think, right? It's crazy. I'm glad I never deleted this. People would just think I'm lying, you know what I'm saying? Well, you can tell I'm not lying. Look at this shit. Look at the date, right? 10th of July 2022. You can't fake that. At 2:06 a.m. You already know what thoughts I was having. You already know I was in like that late night thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Today I did nothing special. I realized I've been staying up later on my own. I'm growing to appreciate my own company instead of relying on others, like girls and stuff, right? There's a bit of context on this. I was on FaceTime with this one girl 24/7. I'd wake up, right, FaceTime, go to school, lay in bed all day on FaceTime, right? The best way to describe it was like a sexless marriage. It was like a routine instead of actually like liking each other. I'd be on FaceTime. She's on her phone, just doing all this shit. I'm just sitting there thinking, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing in my life? But at the same time, I was still comfortable. I've got a girl on the phone. I don't need to do anything. I already secured this one bitch in this sexless marriage type of shit, right? There started being some nights that she'd go to sleep, right? I'd just stay up. I'd just end the call, stay the fuck up. I was still a retard, right? But I'd still have these thoughts of just, what the fuck am I doing? I started envisioning the future. I started thinking about the future. In 5 years' time, she's gonna have a man, right? He's gonna pay for everything, you know what I'm saying? She's calm. She's chilling. Imagine for the next 5 years, I lived like a woman, right? Just on the phone on FaceTime all the time. Imagine where I would be in 5 years. That girl would have left, firstly. I would still be skinny fat. I would still be broke. Maybe I'd work a job, right? I just got fed up with this life. Complacency. No purpose. But when something gets uncomfortable, it's a blessing in disguise. Before I wrote this thing in my notes, I was a guy who didn't even consider the future. Just like most guys. At 25, you know, your brain stops developing, right? It's way harder to start changing your thinking systems, right? I saw this in a podcast, right? A daily quest. So most guys at 25, they finally have that thought, shit, the future's about to come. I better make a change, right? I got in this 9 years early. If you're like me right now, you're pretty young. You're probably under 25. That means the activities that you do now, you know, they're going to the gym and shit, right? Invoking some type of discipline, right? If you're before 25, you're basically rewiring your brain. Ages 0 to 7, right? You're in this thing called data state. Data state is basically where your mind gets programmed the most, right? Where your mind is susceptible to programming, right? Because you're 0 to 7, right? You need to learn to survive. But most of us, we learned some retarded shit, right? Our parents were broke, so we learned that money was scarce. We watched Cartoon Network, right? Retarded shit. There was a time when the house was freezing. You had to wear about 3 layers because you didn't have money to pay for heating. This all changes the trajectory of your later life. This is one reason, right? Ages 0 to 7 for my child. I'm gonna put him through some mad shit, right? I'm gonna fuck him up. If it's a boy, of course. I'm gonna fucking... Watch me, bro. I'm gonna send him to the Navy SEALs. Watch me, bro. He's gonna do a fucking hell week, right? I'm gonna turn this guy to David Goggins on trend, right? But either way, before I wrote this note that you see in front of you, I was the guy who didn't even think about the future. I just saw it as a blur. Something to not think about. The sooner you have the realization that it's not a blur, it's just your future reality. And right now, you're living in the past of your future. The sooner you mature and have that reality shift, that paradigm shift, the more success you're gonna receive down the line. Right, it's very interesting. This is why I'm 17. I'm talking like this. Because I don't think success comes from age. I don't think wisdom comes from age. I think it comes from your experiences, setbacks, failures. The reason we think of wisdom, right? We think of some old man. That's not because of his age. That's because of the events he experienced while living. And I've experienced quite a lot of shit. That's why I can talk with confidence, certainty. I have no shame when I think to myself, people around me, people my age, They're fucking retards. It's not my ego speaking. It's just the truth. It's the reality. It's a universal truth. It's fact. It's statistics. But my childhood, bro, what did I spend doing? My mom was just shouting at me all the time. I was a failure. In school, I couldn't even focus because I was focused on my video games. I'd be in class, right, back of the class. No glasses. And I couldn't see the board because I thought I was going to look goofy, right, if I wore glasses. Now I just wear contact lenses, right? So I couldn't focus on the board. And you know, bro, this was a hack, right? When you're at the back of the class, you don't wear glasses because you think you look goofy, but you can't see shit, right? You know, if you do with this with your eye, like go Chinese, right, you can actually see further. I always just leant on one hand, right? Look like this. It looks like realistic. But I could actually see the board when I would fucking just do this, right? So retarded. Well, that was just how it was. So more time. I was getting no homeworks done. I was getting the lowest score in the class, and I was getting shouted at. The teacher is explaining some shit. My mind, it wasn't thinking about the board. It wasn't taking in info. It was thinking about the clip I'm gonna hit on Siege, on console, mouse, and keyboard. It was thinking of me playing Fortnite, editing a fucking window, hitting someone with a pump, right? 240 headshot, and edit it back, right? That was fucking satisfying, bro. When it first came out, especially. That's where my mind was at. Then the teacher asked me a question, calls my name, right? And I get scared, like, it makes me jump, right? I can't even see the board. I don't even know the question. So I ask her, what the fuck is the question? Then you just feel like a retard, right? It's fucked, right? So all of my life before this, I had the identity of a retard. That's why I didn't speak in school. I didn't say a single fucking word. Of course my mind resorted to video games, right? In real life I was a retard. In Siege, in Fortnite, I was a fucking god, right? I was the best in the game. So of course my mind's gonna ruminate to the place where my status is higher. That's how men work. Wherever your status is the highest, that's where you're gonna want to be. I'd sleep deprive myself. I'd wake up early before school for 2 reasons. One, so I'm sleep deprived. So in class I can feel like I'm in a dream, right? So I can feel like it's not real. 2, to play video games, right? It's a fucked reality. Well, it is what it is. But it shapes you into a person, right? You can go into 2 paths with this. That's the thing. You make yourself successful, right? To prove everyone wrong. Or second path, become that little video gamer, right? You can tell which path I went down, right? So you see the screen right now. After I wrote this, I did what everyone does. I signed up to a gym. As a little skinny fat fuck. This was me. A little face reveal. That's fucking insane. Bro, look on the right. What the fuck is that pic? Hey, bro, you see these fucking acne spots? You see this fucking chest acne? It's not because I was taking tren, right? It's just because I just was straight up unhealthy. Eating fucking seed oils. Eating a whole fucking Ben & Jerry's tub. And one day, head and shoulders in the back. Lowering my test levels. It's fucked, right? 2 years later, that's me now. Still quite a lot to go, but you see the progress, right? That picture in the bathroom, that's the same exact bathroom that I took that first picture in. It's quite a big difference, right? You see me posing with confidence. You see my fucking shoulders, bro. Fucking insane. This took a lot of work. My shoulders, right? I used to do 6 sets of lateral raises every 2 days. It's absolute failure, right? Every single set's failure. Every single set was a drop set. This took fucking work. That's why I'm proud. I'm proud to look at this. If you think I'm bragging or whatever, I don't give a fuck. Look at the fucking progress. This does not even look like the same person. The face as well, of course, but it doesn't. But we all started in the gym, right? No one starts just by making money. I went from leveling up in video games, getting high ranks, to leveling up in real life, to progressive overloading. I started on bench press with the 5 kg dumbbells. The bar was fucking way too heavy, bro. Now I progressed. Granted, I'm still not that strong, right? I can press 30 kgs on incline for a few reps, right? My strength isn't there, but I don't look bad, right? I don't look bad. So I started going gym. I fell in love with it, right? But now it was getting pretty I was still obsessed with it. But I just wanted to improve in more ways. Just like in video games. I'd play it all day. I just want to level up. Now I stopped playing video games. Now the same concept, apply to real life. But what caused this at first? This need to get money. I was still scrolling on TikTok, right? And I'd always just see, those, scammers, just like money spreads, right? With like ambient music in the back. That's why in the Discord, right, I have my work playlist. I made it 2022. I just added ambient sounds and lo-fi to mimic that lifestyle. Because that's all these scammers doing, money spreads, taking cash out of the bank, going to ATMs, taking out fucking couple racks, right? Just ambient music in the background. I just thought, fuck, bro, I want that life so bad. But I actually know where that desire came from now. In school, I didn't speak. I was invisible, right? I wanted the money to do the talking. I want to come in school with a nice jacket. I want people around me to validate me. I literally had a dream, bro. I had a dream, right? Year 10 or year 11. I literally had a dream at night. At one time. I had a dream. I literally had a dream, right? I'd go into school with a Canada Goose jacket. That's how bad I wanted it, bro. It was in my fucking dreams. What the fuck? Now that I think about it, it's mad. But I was inspired, bro. I was inspired. I didn't end up being a scammer, but I tried a couple methods, right? But then I stumbled on TikTok, right? It was 5 videos I wish I watched to get rich, right? Or some shit. I bookmarked it, right? To look later. One video really stuck out to me, and it was Iman Gaji talking about monk mode. So I watched this video, right? I'd go to school that day. I would fantasize about going to Sainsbury's, going to that cash machine, taking about 5 racks out, right? But after that, I had the desire to go home and watch this monk mode video, right? And it really stood out to me because it just made me visualize this state of being alone. You know, in video games, right? I'd be in a dark room, no LEDs, just me and my monitor, just grinding it out. And this was the same exact shit, but with business. Just made me visualize this head down type of grind, which I fucking desired. Because I wanted to be alone anyway. I don't want others around me. Everyone thinks I'm a retard, right? So I just fell in love with this concept. A dark room, a hoodie on, headphones on, ambient music, horse blinders, one mission, and that's to get rich. That's all I wanted, right? It was like the grind back in the day, in ranked, trying to level up, doing glitches to level up. It was just like that. It's like it was meant for me. It was made for people like me. So after school, what I would do, go and watch that video. It's monk mode. So after school, I would go home. I'd watch Morty Mangaji. He talked about a business model called SMMA, Social Media Marketing Agency, right? So I was like, fuck, this sounds so easy. All you have to do is send a couple emails, get on a call, someone will pay 2K for you to outsource it. Right, it sounds so easy, right? So I made a monk mode routine. So I'd wake up, meditate, cold shower, go to school, go gym, go home, send emails, right, then go sleep. I didn't get any fucking responses. I must have sent about 500 emails. I didn't get any responses. And one day when I'm in the gym, I get a text message. It was from a doctor, but it wasn't my doctor. It was a potential client that wanted to get on a call. So I was in the gym hyped. I said, tomorrow 3 p.m. is okay. So I'm 16 years of age. I may make 2K a month. Enough for me to drop out. Enough for me to prove a point. The work's paying off, right? 3 days in, well, I didn't know I was going to be hit with a brutal reality. So the next day, I would go to school, right? I scheduled a meeting for about 5 p.m. Did I say 3 p.m. before? I don't even know, right? It's 5 p.m. So it was school, right? School, I rushed home, made a really quick PowerPoint. I was actually explaining to him what an SMMA does, what SMMA actually does. Like an absolute retard, right? So I made a quick PowerPoint on PowerPoint 2007 because I didn't even have the latest version, right? And it was time for the call. The money-making capabilities are crazy. So I told my mom and sister, don't disturb me. I've got a sales call. I'm just in my head thinking, fuck, I can retire from this. I can stop going to school. I go on the call. Nervous as fuck. So nervous. He could definitely tell, right? Long story short, I explained an agency to him. I went through the little tactics that E-Man taught me, build report and shit. And after I explained to him what an SMMA is, I just offered him 2K for a package. Long story short, he said, I'll think about it. Right, he's not going to think about it. He's just going to fuck off, right? And I knew that. Long story short, that was done. It was depressing, right? It was so depressing. I had to go tell my mom and sister. He said he'll think about it. But deep in my mind, I knew nothing was going to happen. I knew I'd have to book another sales call. But I didn't do that. I was a 16-year-old. Thought this was going to be so easy. It broke me. I was not demotivated, hopeless. I remember just thinking, maybe this doesn't work. Maybe I'm just not meant for this. Maybe I should just quit. Maybe this little influencer was lying. It's not that easy. So now I'm 16 years old, practically depressed, right? And late that night, I got a text. It wasn't from no client, from my friend, right? Let's get on tonight. Before this, for a good couple months, right? I was not getting on, right? I was on the grind, right? But this night, I wanted to fill that void of emptiness. Get on the game. Go talk to someone. So I'm not alone in my mind. Because I know, right? If I stay alone, my mind's just gonna eat away. So I need to distract myself with this drug of pleasure. But ever since then, everything's been different. When I got on, I always had this parasite in my brain. I always had this bacteria, this parasite in the back of my brain. And boy, it was good bacteria. It was telling me there's no running away from real life. These distractions, they didn't distract me anymore. I always just had this voice in the back of my head. Was it God? Maybe. Is it God? Maybe. And boy, it was always there, and it never went away since then. So I had two choices. Go achieve my dreams, or let my dreams die. That's hard, bro. Especially as a little 16-year-old kid. So much stress on my shoulders. But guess what? Forever grateful. Because I'd have to experience this sooner or later. I could be 25, thinking it's finally time to get a job. But nah, bro. I got it early. And if you got it early, be fucking grateful. If you're going through this right now, be so fucking grateful. The best possible thing that could happen to you. Fuck winning a lottery ticket. This is better for you. This is the moment that you turn into a man. Where you decide to finally take responsibility. Know that everything from now is simply just your piece of art. You can create it. You create the future. There's nothing else to create the future. You create your future. There's no outside influence. Everything comes down to you. Take responsibility. But either way, I didn't go back to business after this, for a while at least, because the bad bacteria, the video games, it kept me just distracted enough. There's still that good bacteria in the back of my brain, telling me to get off, telling me to grind, right? But there's no running from the future. At some rate, you will have to face reality. And I'll be real, it still happens to everybody. Like for me now, this has stopped, right? I have full belief that I have 100% control in myself and my decisions. That's happened after 2 years. But for you right now, you might be like my younger self, so I want to help you. Look at this cycle. Everybody is in one of these. You're either in grind mode, or you're taking a break, or you fell into the old habits. during the break, or you're just delaying the grind while doing old habits. But you still got that parasite in the back of your head. When you go to bed at night, God is telling you, you need to get back. So you need to get back to it sooner or later. If you're in this cycle right now, you got a main mission, but you're numbing it with parties, video games, weed, mindless consuming. It simply comes down to a lack of discipline. As we speak, your mother is working. She has more discipline than you. She's working to keep you alive, and in the back of her head, she's never going to tell you this. She hopes that her young son is going to retire her sooner or later. She doesn't want to be doing this for the rest of her life. Of course she doesn't. She's hoping you put the work in. But every time she goes into your room, you're laid back, your forward head posture, watching some dumb shit, bro. Every time she sees that, her hope is going down and down. Her respect for you as a man is going down. Just because she's your mom doesn't mean she respects you. She's always going to love you. But respect, and that's something else. You're a fucking pussy, and I hope you realize that. Have some shame. But bro, I'm only saying this because I want you to succeed. Think about it. Why do I call you a pussy? Why do I say you're a lack of discipline? Because you hear that. You thought to yourself, you need to make a change. That's the thing that I'm trying to get you to do. Of course I am, right? What would I say if I didn't want you to change? Oh, it's okay, just 2 hours of deep work. That's what these other pricks are saying. And they're at the top of this mountain with me, telling you, just stop climbing. Get a fucking controller out. You can play some fucking games, right? I'm telling you, you need to make a fucking change. Fuck balance. Fuck that shit. You don't have time for that, alright? I'm trying to help you, because I've been in your position. If you watch this video this far, you relate to my story in some way. I've been in your position, and I'm trying to help. I know how shit it feels, and I'm trying to help. So the actionable step for this video, I just want you to realize, think deeply, where are you in this cycle? Think to yourself right now. Pause the video, take a deep think. But either way, bro, you know most people, they don't have this good bacteria. They're on video games, they're watching porn, right? They don't even have this good bacteria. It's not telling you to get off. It's not telling you to stop. It's not telling you to get rich, because in your childhood, you have trauma. There was times where there was no food, but your house was cold, and that stayed in the back of your mind. It's never went away. I want you to be grateful, and I'm proud of you for making a change, because this is what the 1% looks like. They have this little pathogen, this little bacteria in the back of their brain. This is the thing separating you from most people. You are gifted. It's a blessing in disguise. But either way, bro, I just wanted you to realize where you are right now, and tomorrow, 5 p.m., I'm going to release the first part of how to actually get back to it. Tomorrow is going to be about filtering everything around you, right? The silent filter protocol. So right now, I want you to scroll down a little bit, press notifications, and you come back here tomorrow. But in the meantime, join the busy center. That's the Discord, right? I'm active, right? I'm always active. I'm too busy. There's a reason they call me D4 too busy, bro. Right, get in there right now. In the DATASET center, if you get in the Discord, you'll see it, right? I posted 4 full guides. These take me weeks to make, and they're all free. There's no reason why not to get in. The silent network. I've got 10 people in there in the last 2 days. Think about that. You're seeing the warm-up. Why do you think everyone's joining at once? Because they see the potential. They saw the vision. And you can see the vision. If you go to the description, you click the 2 links at the very bottom. Here are some testimonials. You can read some. Right. But either way, bro, I expect to see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. And now, take care of yourself.